Good morning, grade 4s. Today we're going to talk about how we can bump up our sentences and make them more interesting using the prepositional phrases that we've been talking about recently. So I'm going to start with a very simple sentence, and slowly we are going to bump this sentence up from possibly a very low grade 4 level to a very high grade 4 level. So take a look at this sentence here at the top. The boy ran. Yawn, boring. Who wants to learn or read a sentence like that? There's no details. I don't want to know anything else about this boy. It's just not interesting enough. So we can do a whole bunch of things to make this sentence more interesting and a little bit longer. Now, even before I get to prepositions, I could even just add some adjectives or some adverbs, because both of these also make our sentence a little bit more interesting to read. So for example, I could choose an adjective to describe boy. The tall boy. Ran. How did he run? Maybe he runs quickly. So here we have our adjective, here we have an adverb. Now, that's pretty good. It's much more interesting than it was already, but I think we can make it even more interesting. So let's think. If he is running, what sort of details could we have about his running? What sort of things would we want to learn about the boy's running? Well, we could learn where he's running, why he's running. We could learn when he's running. Anything like that usually has a prepositional phrase attached to it. So I'm going to start with the where, because I think that will give us a good sentence. So I will do the rest of the sentence. The tall boy ran quickly. And let's use the preposition to. To what? To the playground. Now once again, that sentence is much more interesting than just the boy ran. Now we have a place where he's going. Now, if we want, we could even add more than one prepositional phrase. For example, at the beginning of the sentence, I could add when the boy's running. So maybe at recess, the tall boy ran quickly to the playground. Now that is a sentence with a lot of detail. So if we add prepositional phrases to our sentences, grade 4s, our sentences are going to get that much more interesting. You know, think A, you're going to do exactly that. You're going to take a regular old sentence and bump it up and make it more interesting. So take a look at think A with me. I'm just going to do the first one together and then you can do the rest. Joseph and his little sister went. We have to decide where they're going using a preposition and a prepositional phrase. Went, let's use the preposition to. And then to where? Where do we want our person to go? Let's say they went to their friend's house. There we go. We could say they went to the store. We could say they went to the school. They could go anywhere we want them to go. But in this case, I've just chosen a simple one, to their friend's house. So same thing, you're just adding the prepositions in. Now in think B and remember D, we're just doing a little bit of review. So I'm going to try a few out of these, but you should be pretty familiar with these now. So here we go. In think B, we're gonna put our prepositional phrase in parentheses. We're gonna circle the object of the preposition, and we are going to mark the sentence. That means subject, verb, line, nothing else. So that's the one I'm gonna start with actually. Here's my phrase. Some sidewalk art has the illusion of 3 dimensions. The word has is what stands out to me right away because I know has is one of those helping verbs, definitely a verb. Now, what has or who has? The art. So art is going to be my subject. Subject, verb, diagrammed, just like that. Good job. Next, we're gonna look for our prepositional phrase and our preposition object. So I look over here, some isn't a preposition, sidewalk isn't a preposition, but the word of is a preposition. So I'm gonna put one of the parentheses there. Of the what? Of dimensions. So dimensions is my object, and my other parentheses goes at the end after the object, just like that. So there's my prepositional phrase. Let's do the second one just like that too, starting with my marking the sentence. So looking for the verb. Many of these drawings imitate holes in the ground. What's the action? Imitate. So I'm going to double underline imitate. That's my verb. Who imitates? The drawings imitate. So I'm going to hold off on that for a second because it's true the drawings do imitate, but I'm seeing this right in front of drawings. Of. That means there's a preposition there. So drawings is probably not my subject. Many is my subject. So I'm going to underline many once, and I'm going to get this preposition diagrammed. So there we go. Put my parentheses in. That's a preposition. And drawings is the object of my preposition. Subject, once again, is many. Oh, there's another preposition, in. So I'm going to put my one parenthesis there. And then in the what? In the ground. That's my object. Put the other one right there. So that one had two different prepositional phrases. So keep an eye out for those. Finally, for Remember D, we are told to mark the sentence and underline the correct verb in the parentheses. We can do that. Last week, my mom was promoted to a new job or were promoted to a new job. Well, there's just one mom, so I'm going to use the word was. That's my verb. And promoted is also an action, so that's also a verb. And who was promoted? Mom was. There we go. Mom is the subject, was promoted as the verb, and I'm done just like that. So that's what we're doing today, grade 4s. I wish you the best.